strange experience I had in a very old house in the UK that I still can't explain. Since I was a child, strange things have happened around me. Sometimes I was alone when they happened. Other times there were people beside me who saw exactly the same thing I saw. My grandmother and great-grandmother were never surprised when I spoke about these moments. For them, it was never some ghost story meant to scare children. To them it was something older. They believed old places carried old rules. Rules that people used to respect, even if they didn't fully understand them. My grandmother once told me that certain hours of the day were treated differently many years ago. People believed those moments belonged to something older than us. That was why rituals existed, not to summon anything, but simply to acknowledge. When I was younger, I thought these were just old traditions, stories that survived because people feared what they couldn't explain. But there is one thing from my childhood that still unsettles me. My grandmother reminds me I constantly asked her about time. I would ask questions she never expected from a child. What happens at 0 o'clock? What happens at 6 o'clock? What happens at 12 o'clock? And 18 o'clock? 6 hours, 4 times, a full circle, a complete cycle. I never understood why those hours stayed in my mind. Maybe because some of the strangest moments of my life seemed to happen around them. A few years ago, I went to visit my grandmother. She lives in a very old house that has belonged to our family for generations. The kind of place where the walls feel heavier than they should, where time seems slower, where silence feels older than the people inside it. I arrived late in the evening. The house was quiet. Old wooden floors, long narrow hallways. In the reflection of one of the windows, I briefly saw something move across the yard, like a person passing by. I looked out the window again. The windows were open, all of them. I stood there trying to remember if I had opened them. Things became strange from the first night. At exactly 0 o'clock, I felt a pressure in the air, as if something had entered. On the second night, I saw it, a female silhouette standing at the end of the hallway. Still, the face looked wrong. I stayed for 6 days, 6 nights where the same pattern repeated, always around the same hours. On the last night, I woke up at exactly 6 o'clock. In the hallway, she was standing there, and I felt that it recognized me. On the morning I was leaving, my grandmother stopped me. She looked at me quietly and said, "If it happens again, don't answer." Years have passed, but sometimes I still wake up at those exact hours. I wonder if it remained in that house, or if it left with me. Because if that is true, then maybe those hours were never about the house at all. Maybe they were always about me.